Like every other morning, Awa buys a bundle of charcoal. 5 or 6 pieces can last her an entire day. It's a routine chore for some 80% of Nairobi's population, who depend on charcoal in their daily lives. In this poor area of the city, each family uses 10 to 12 kilograms of charcoal every day, mostly for cooking and heating. And even though many people know the dangers of using it, charcoal is usually the only source of heating for slum dwellers in the city, where temperatures don't go above 14 degrees in the rainy season. But charcoal is poisonous, and according to a UN Habitat report, it kills thousands of sub-Saharan Africans every year. There's certainly an economic motive behind its use. It's 2 to 3 times less expensive than gas, and 10 times less expensive than electric heating.
Charcoal is more cheaper to use, than the gas, than the paraffin or any other thing. So we prefer this because you can use this one, like the fire we did it, you can use it to make the lunch, the supper. So it's very cheap. So if they ban the charcoal in Kenya, it would be very hard especially with poor people like us.
Young Kenyans are becoming more aware of charcoal's environmental consequences and are pushing the government for change.
Obviously, if the government looks at this side, because they are more concerned about the environment, and then what about us? If they're concerned about the environment, what will we do if we don't use this other means? So it's better if they do other things for us.
But before it arrives at city centers, the makaa, as it's called here, is transported a significant distance. Its production is prohibited outside authorized areas, and only about 30% of charcoal sold is made legally. The other 70% is sold informally on the side of the road.
Charcoal is cheaper and easier to use compared to paraffin, but it's hard to find.
The environmental consequences are disastrous. In 40 years, Kenya stands to lose 90% of its forest cover. That massive number has got conservation groups stirring. Adam Tuller, a Kenyan scientist, has made saving the forests his life calling.
It's a key statistic which is interesting and alarming, is that to supply Nairobi with charcoal requires the cutting of 5,000 trees per day, which is a huge number of trees. So we have been looking at this particular situation and working out a viable, rapid alternative.
His solution? Tree planting. The goal is to plant more than 10,000 trees each month for 5 years. But even more important is the need to change people's mentalities and encourage the urban population to progressively stop using charcoal. Studies show humans have about 10 years to drastically change their habits to prevent major climate catastrophes. Charcoal is one way to do so, and the entire African continent is affected.